Hi there, and welcome to another pick a card general reading. Today's reading is going to be about channeled messages from your spirit guides. So this video was actually recommended by a wonderful person who watched my previous video, channeled messages from your person, which was generally tapered towards love, and I was secretly hoping that somebody would suggest this, so thank you so much. If you could just take time to have a look at these two cards. This is pile 1, and this will be pile 2. So I want you to take time to just meditate, absorb the energy of these two piles. I'm not doing 3, I'm not doing 4, because these readings are very in-depth. There's a lot of information, and I think that it's fairly split down the middle. There's a lot of messages in each reading. So I just take time to really sort of absorb the energy. Pile 1, pile 2, okay? Reading. Now, pile 1, if you are viewers who watched my other channeled messages video, you'll know that in the last video I did channel the messages first person. Because we're channeling messages from the spirit guides, I do want to remain objective and humble. I don't want to assume to be channeling 100% of the information coming through, and I want to take the chance to actually check facts with spirit as the information comes through. So I'm going to maintain, I might flip between, but I just want to make sure that we're giving you the most accurate, clear reading possible, and I think I can do that better if I just don't slip into first person. So I'm going to get started, pile 1. I was going to say channel 1. Okay, so first card off the cuff, we have happiness is my priority. Okay, I'm too afraid to talk. So straight off the cuff, I'm seeing that some of you guys are running from your responsibility as, I'm just going to move this back a little bit, otherwise we're going to run out of room. There we go. Some of you are running from your responsibilities with your spirit guides. You're choosing to channel them out. I feel that some of you are struggling to communicate. Maybe you want to talk to them more, but for whatever reason, there's something holding you back. I don't know if you've had an unpleasant experience in the past with them, but I do feel a lot of hesitation there. I'm going to move you further back again because we've got a lot of cards to get through. So, yes, interesting. All right, let's keep going. I left because you told me to. Okay, so some of you are dealing with a matter of the heart. This is my 8 of Cups card. Some of you are feeling out of sorts. You're feeling out of balance. The beautiful thing about these 8 numbers, excuse me for 1 minute. Sorry about that, pile 1. My washing machine's on the skits, so I had to go and pause it for a little while. Yes, so some of you guys are dealing with a matter of the heart, and I feel that it's either been weighing you down or you've chosen to step away completely. You've chosen to walk away because it's just too much for you to take right now. And I think that emotions are not something that you're wanting to invest in at the moment. I do feel that you're trying to focus, you're trying to simplify and just focus on simple things, if that makes sense. But anyway, so this 8, the symbolism with 8 is that it's the infinity symbol, right? So you go through your ups and you go through your downs. And what Spirit is wanting to tell you is that this is a cycle. It will pass. It's not permanent. It is only temporary. And these feelings of abandonment or struggling like you can't cope, they're going to pass. Because I believe that you are manifesting something. So the message here, this I am manifesting you, I actually interpret this as my magician card. So it's about mastering your craft. It's about taking responsibility and really owning your strengths as well as your weaknesses. I feel that the magician card, more than anything, is like accepting everything and bringing it together to make it something powerful, regardless of how rough around the edges those tools are. You, as the magician, have the ability to make it something powerful. We also have the 9 of Pentacles here. You are so beautiful. So Spirit is asking you to start focusing on yourself in the material world. Now, this doesn't just mean your coin. This doesn't just mean focusing on money and treating yourself with money. It actually means self-care, taking that extra care in the morning to make yourself feel good, that extra care at night to make sure that you feel good before you go to bed. Just really looking after yourself, okay? Eating well, sleeping well, drinking enough water. I feel like I'm a parent right now, but just really looking after yourself, okay? And Spirit's trying to remind you that if you ever feel that you've been abandoned or that you've been left alone, it's not because you have, it's because you are more than capable of doing this. And you're never alone, but there are some instances where Spirit takes the back seat and lets you take the wheel, if that makes sense, because you're more than capable. I feel that this pile, you are quite strong and independent individuals, and some recent turn of events has made you forget just how strong and empowering you can be. You're actually inspirational for other people as well. This card makes me think of somebody who is a bit of a pillar in the community, not by choice, not that she chooses to showboat or anything, but people are always sort of looking in at her garden and admiring her harvest and everything that she's capable of. And I keep slipping into she here, but I'm going to try to remain gender neutral. So this card is really about reminding you that you are strong, you are capable, you're independent, you're never alone, but there's a reason why you have the wheel, is because you can do it. Slipping over to our tarot now, we have the Sun card. It's a beautiful card. This came in the upright position, thank goodness. So you do have happier days ahead of you. Spirit is asking you to start. See, there's only so many positive things the universe can gift you if you're not in a positive frame of mind. It is very much like the law of attraction, you guys. Pile 1, you need to remain open to possibilities. You need to remain open to positivity, open to happiness, okay? Because you do have this beautiful childlike nature to you where you can at times embrace that carefree aspect of life, and you're being called to be more in touch with that childlike side of you. Not in the sense that you're disregarding all your responsibilities, but just that you're allowing yourself to have a bit of bliss, have a bit of peace, and have a bit of fun, okay? It's not going to end the world if you smile or get to laugh. And you're being encouraged to do so because Spirit is asking you to start to embrace that more positive side of your personality and to really focus on that. We have the 10 of Cups here. So I do feel an emotional fulfillment is coming if it hasn't already. This may be something that you're striving towards. I think that this card, more than anything, is confirming that you will have this, okay? If you've been feeling out of balance, remember this is about cycles. Spirit is telling you that you will get the chance to have happiness again. Spirit is also asking you to connect with people who care about you. I'm seeing a family in this card, and I feel that for many of you, when you do have your moments of being down, you do tend to isolate yourselves. And while it is healthy to allow time for yourself to heal, Spirit is warning you not to be too isolated here. You do need to connect with those people who you care about because they care about you, and they're the people who will help you get out of this rut and can help you bring some of that happiness to you. I think for many of you who pick pile 1, you value close connections. That's something that is a big part of who you are as a person. It has your value. Your core values is either family or close people who you consider family. I'm feeling that it's very... Some of you are very selective over who you allow into your life. And if you do allow people into your life, it's because you've taken time to get to know the real them and you value them as people. And so these are the people that you need to be letting in more. You'll find yourself emotionally fulfilled when you get the opportunity to, I'm feeling, be around them more. But for some of you, that's not an option. So for most of you, you just need to get into communication with these close people again. Over here, we have the Hanged Man in reverse. So pile 1, what I'm feeling is that for many of you, you are in a situation of feeling stuck. You're not thinking clearly. You do think that you have no options in this, or perhaps you've released the outcome much too soon. There's actually a little bit of work you need to do first. For some of you, you do need to let go and choose to surrender to your current circumstance. For others of you, you have more choices than you're giving yourself credit, okay? You are not tied to this post. You do not need to be stuck here. Spirit is asking you to maintain a very clear head and to keep that communication open with them. Some of you have purposefully turned that communication off, but you see how his head's glowing in this card? Spirit is actually trying to connect with you, pile 1, so that you have more options. You're not allowing yourself to listen. You're not stuck. You have more options. And I'm seeing that again with the next card. We have the High Priestess. This card was actually reversed. I don't know why I picked it up like this, but the High Priestess is a card about balance, duality, darkness, lightness, the secrets, occult, wisdom. It's all about intuition as well. And I do feel that there are things going on in the background that you aren't aware of, okay? And there's going to be some of that coming to light, but there's going to be a lot of it that you need to trust, that it's secret for a reason, basically. And especially if you're not tuning into your intuition as much as you could be. For some of you, I feel like you clicked on this video as like the cheat way, because instead of connecting with Spirit yourself, you chose to click on this video and see what Spirit has to say to you. And good on you, that's a good step, but Spirit's actually asking you to personally connect with them, because they do have things that they need to tell you, and it's very important that you do that sooner rather than later, is what I'm feeling, because this card was reversed in the pile. I picked it up like this accidentally, but at the same time there's no coincidences, so you do need to activate that intuition within you. There are secrets, there is key knowledge that you're missing at the moment. And then we have our Chariot card reversed. So I feel that many of you are lacking willpower. Your mind is your biggest enemy at the moment. You're letting your thoughts hold you back. You're letting that little voice in your head tell you that you can't do it, that you've done enough, there's nothing else you can do. Again, this journey isn't finished yet. You're not giving yourself choice. You have choices. Spirit is trying to show you you have choices. This card can also represent duality. We've got the black and the white Sphinx in this photo, and then we have that incredible steer master there at the top trying to control these two. And the thing about these sphinxes, they're two separate sphinxes, and that's very clearly portrayed in their colors, but this gentleman can't steer them until he's mastered how to control them both, and they're very different. So that represents our willpower, okay? The positive on the left, the positive over here, and then the negatives. We have to be able to control both and accept both within us, the light and the shadow aspects. We're not always going to be happy and bubbly and bright and able to support everyone around us. We do have our shadow aspects for a reason. I personally consider my shadow aspects the stronger side of me, and I'm so grateful for them, because I know that there are many situations in life where I wouldn't have been able to get through if I was just this positive, bubbly, innocent, bright person. I needed that cutthroat, shadow, assertive, dominant side of me to be able to get me through those hard times. So Spirit is really asking you to take time to understand the situation that you are in. You're not helpless, you're not stuck, you do have choice, and you are very capable of getting through this, okay? Spirit's also asking you not to give up. This is an incredible card about strength and perseverance as well. So I do feel that you guys are very capable people. You're just in a little bit of a rut right now. Okay, so moving forward, we have the Queen of Cups in the upright. So for some of you, the issue may have been that you were giving too much to too many people. The Queen of Cups is considered somewhat of a balanced individual, but for many of you, I feel that you have a tendency to overshare. You're somebody who is adored, somebody who is quite devoted, and when you find someone who you care about, you tend to devote a lot of time and energy to them. To really help them feel loved and cared about. Now, it's not a downside. In fact, this card came upright, so I think for the most part you're very much in control of your emotions, but Spirit is asking you to take time to care for yourself as well. See how the Queen in this photo is staring at this beautiful cup, and she's choosing to put her devotion into this one thing. Spirit's asking you to keep it simple here, to not feel that you need to stretch yourself thin amongst many things. I think for many of you, the simpler the better at the moment, especially with emotions. You should take it easy and give yourself a bit of credit for some of the things you do. But overall, you really need to simplify your energy and not spread yourself too thin, is what I'm feeling. You see the water around her feet. I'm also seeing it sort of get a bit crazy there in the background. So this momentary peace or bliss or simple sort of situation has the potential to get worse if you do start to feel that you're being asked to do too much for too many people. So I feel that you really just need to take time to fully accept the situation, whatever that means. Spirit, what do you mean accept the situation? Accept that you're one person and you can't take responsibility for everyone's happiness. Okay, very clear message. Excuse me, I just got an eyelash in my eye. Oh gosh, that was random. Happens though. Oh goodness, I just got to try to get this eyelash out. Sorry guys. Goodness me. Very random. I should have just paused the video. I don't like editing this stuff either. I've already paused it to do the bloody washing machine. Sorry, part one. Okay, we're just going to continue. I can deal with it. Alright, so the next cards we have are the Destiny cards. So we have Adventure. For many of you, this is that childlike spirit, the Sun card. That spirit is wanting you to harness and tap into adventure. I know that we're limited in this current climate with this pandemic if you're watching this video fresh, but the spirit is trying to keep your hopes up, and this positivity within you, it gets sparked when you're excited about life. It gets sparked when you have something to work towards, when you have something to be excited about. So Spirit is asking you to take time to plan or to just decide to go on an adventure of some sorts, to step outside your comfort zone and to embrace that more spontaneous side of you. For some of you, you're lacking the excitement and passion of random acts. I feel like we are really limited right now, but it could be that you just do something that you haven't done in a long time and reconnect with that side of yourself. But Spirit is really wanting to reignite your passion and the fiery streak within you is what I'm feeling. A lot of fire coming through in the background. It'll be interesting to see what other cards come through. We have sensitivity. Again, I'm feeling the Queen of Cups. I'm feeling the High Priestess. I'm feeling that you guys have the tendency to overgive and you don't leave enough for yourself. I'm feeling that you are quite sensitive at heart and that some people do take advantage of that, and you feel that you at times are backed into a corner and that you have to really just isolate yourself rather than stand up for yourself. These are aspects that you need to learn to embrace about yourself, and there's a reason why this is happening now, because you do need to be able to stand up for yourself, or maybe you need to reassess some of these relationships in your life and how much they're giving or taking from you, and whether you need to have serious discussions with these people or Spirit is actually just asking you to communicate more about the toll it's taking on your emotional well-being, because these people do care about you and they need to know that they're hurting you inadvertently with what they're asking you to do. We have serenity. So Spirit is trying to lead you into a more peaceful state of your existence, I guess, for lack of a better word. But again, I feel that some of you are either ignoring the messages or you're choosing not to accept what's coming through. Some of you have dialed the intuition back and you're choosing to connect into this tarot card reading instead. Spirit is really, this is their goal, is they want you to be happier. They want you to feel peace. They want to give you these feelings of the sun, peace, bliss, happiness. They're trying to lead you there. You have choices, Pile 1. You have choices. Freedom. You have choices. Again, I don't think you realize how not stuck you are. I think you've kind of backed yourself into your isolation corner and you've forgotten how much choice and freedom you have. And that's what this reading is trying to remind you. You need to have patience with yourself, okay? And some of those you love, but mostly with yourself, Pile 1. For people who pick Pile 1, I feel that you don't give yourself enough credit for everything you do. And you need to actually take time to give that energy that you give to other people to yourself instead. And you need to learn that you are a very patient person and a very kind person. Some of you just give too much, Pile 1. I'm sorry, I'm feeling frustrated, but I feel even more frustrated because I know that I'm not going to say anything to the person. Like, that's the energy that I'm feeling, is that somebody's pissed me off, and instead of confronting them about it, I'm going to go home and pretend it never happened, and that's frustrating. So you've had a lot of patience for too long, and now it's time to just feed that energy back into yourself and recognize what you deserve, okay? You're very patient people. Look at this, perseverance. I knew that would be in here. I thought I saw it actually. So perseverance, Pile 1, you are very strong people. You're fiery people. You are very much in control of that fire. And Spirit is wanting you to feel that you have the freedom to express yourself. You have so many more choices than you give yourself credit for. I feel that you're choosing to ignore some of these messages that are coming through because maybe it's scary. Maybe it's scary to stand up to people you care about and to tell them that they're hurting you. I understand that. But you are strong people and you've been through so much worse, and it's terrible that this situation is bringing you down. I feel that you need to share some of the things that you're holding back, and Spirit is asking you to persevere through this, to take that step forward. You're strong, you're capable, you're able. All right, so moving forward, I'm going to hold all of these, I think. We have the Five of Cups reversed. Spirit, is that recovering from loss or dwelling in loss? Some of you guys aren't mending these wounds when they happen. The Five of Cups reversed tells me that you experience loss or you experience disappointment, and instead of processing it, working through it, you cover it up and it never truly gets fixed. It never truly resolves as an issue. You have the opportunity now to resolve this. That's why the Five of Cups is reversed as well. But I feel that in the past, some of you have a tendency to dwell in this energy. And unfortunately, although you do try to suppress it and try to appear bubbly on the surface, it persists within you. And I feel that pile one people, I'm not a professional by any means, but I feel that you have the tendency to dip into bouts of depression or some of the more darker emotions that can really weigh us down. And I feel that you mask a lot of this from people who care about you. I don't think you have the opportunity to express it, or you think you don't have the opportunity. But again, the Spirit is reminding you, you always have choices. All right, so the next card we have is the Six of Wands. I see this as passion. I see this as leadership. I see this as success, as victory, as balanced energy. An equal give and take of energy, okay? So Spirit is reminding you, you are capable, you are able, and you deserve this victory. You've put in enough effort, pile one. You've put in enough work. You deserve this, okay? Don't tell yourself anything else. And this is literally in the cards for you, is success, a balance of give and take energy. The next card we have is the Queen of Swords. So some of you don't at all let on how you're feeling when people fire you up. And I feel that for most of you who are pick pile one, you do have tempers. You have the tendency to really flare up, but you're so good at hiding it, people would never know. You're like a stoned-faced, mask-bearing goddess. Again, sorry about the genders, but pile one, I feel that you have the tendency to just really sit back and appear objective in a situation, even though you are heated, you are fired up, you are triggered. And it is a credit, it is a strength. Not a lot of people can master that. But for some of you, you do need to be able to openly communicate. And the Queen of Swords is a beautiful card for communication. She has the ability to communicate without losing her cool. And that's a side of you that Spirit is trying to remind you that you have here. Okay? Spirit is telling you that you can communicate your feelings without getting too emotionally heated. And that's something that you possess as a skill. There is a way to do it without getting other people riled up. You'll maintain your cool and be able to openly and actively communicate how you're feeling, what you're upset about, without getting too heated. I have here the Queen of Cups reversed. So, yes, Spirit is triggering you for a reason in terms of your emotions. We had the Queen of Cups upright, and I was feeling like you had the tendency to lose control at times, and then this one's come reversed. So I do feel that you're in a period of losing control of how you feel and your emotions, and there's a reason for that, pile one. You need to be able to express how you feel. You should not be controlling your emotions. Remember that the Queen of Swords is about communication. You are an effective communicator, but the reason why you're losing control of your emotions is to remind you that you are human and you do feel and you do hurt, and it's not fair that people make you feel hurt, okay? We have the Sun card again. So many of you, you really do need to start. That's the only thing Spirit is asking you to focus on is your happiness. Happiness is my priority. The Sun card twice as well. You literally, only thing you need to be focusing on is your happiness, and to really dial back the responsibilities that you give yourself for other people. Just remember that people should, nobody, what am I trying to say, Spirit? You should not be responsible for other people's happiness, okay? And now it becomes complicated if you're a parent in care of minors, But at some point, you have to accept that you are only responsible for your own happiness. As much as we love other people, as much as we care about other people, we cannot hold their hand and cure all their sadness. Healing is a very personal, intimate journey that creates us as individuals. And the more you intervene in that healing journey, the less healing that person does. In fact, you're distracting them from doing that healing for themselves. The next card we have is the Four of Wands reversed. So for some of you, you're struggling to gain this stability, this energetic stability. I feel that there's some sort of tradition that didn't get to be upheld, and it created a bit of chaos within you. The Four of Wands for me can represent community in some ways. It can represent marriage in some ways. But I feel that for most of you, it's about balance of coming together in a small community and having that equal respect for each other's energies. Just the way that I'm seeing these four dragons, it's like equal respect, you know, everyone's sort of staying to their side, but they're there together, respecting each other. And some of you feel that you're out of balance there. A tradition has been broken, or something is just not where it should be. It could be that a close friend group for some of you has strayed, or this could be that because of you not feeling 100% about a specific connection, you feel that you can't come together anymore. I feel family in this card as well. I don't feel love in terms of like romantic love, but I do feel like a closeness has been shattered. Some sort of coming together has been delayed. It could have been that Easter that we were all looking forward to. Ooh. Wow. Sorry, pile one, back again. Camera just fell down of all the things as well. So we're going to keep going because I have a lot of cards for you guys. So I have Six of Swords, pile one. So this is confirmation that you are traveling into calmer waters. You're moving on. You have the ability to move on. This card is about action more than mental clarity, but I do feel that you need to accept that you are strong within yourself. You have to accept that you are capable of doing this, and then you have to action this as well, okay? You are moving into calmer waters, but this is a swords card. This isn't spirit doing it for you. You have to resign yourself to moving on mentally and then act on it as well. You have every ability to do that, though, with that card coming up. This is the Four of Pentacles. Spirit is asking you to be wise, to be cautious. I'm seeing this as finances specifically, but I think that some of you are very stubborn and you struggle to let go. I feel that you hoard things and you hoard relationships. And when you bring someone into your life, you're very careful with how you get to know someone. And once they're in for life, essentially. So Spirit is really asking you to reevaluate some of these close connections and these unhealthy situations, because you're actually only harming yourself by doing that. It's not necessarily the best thing to do. I feel that you need to let go of some of these things. Yes, but also that's a warning about finances. Can we have the Nine of Pentacles. We'll get through all the cards and then I'll come back to your finances, because I don't want to raise the red flag and get everyone nervous about their finances. So we have the Six of Wands again. Victory, success, leadership, balance, stability. This could be a card of love as well, but more than anything, I see it as moving in a positive, balanced way in terms of your energy. So it's that equal give and take, demanding balance as well. Remember, this comes from upsetting the norm. So you have to break out of this stagnant, stubborn energy, and that's probably why many of you are in a Five of Wands, or you coming out of a Five of Wands situation where there was conflict, there was challenges. Fives are about change and challenges. And the main reason that happens is because for whatever reason, somebody was not giving equally. And this is the opportunity now to balance those energies. Oof. Could have been that somebody was disloyal to you, just as a side note, some of you. So here, another balance card, Two of Pentacles this time. Now, the Two of Pentacles is also about simplifying and focusing on what actually matters. This card comes at a time when things are a bit chaotic and they feel like it's out of control because you're juggling all this stuff, but actually you just need to focus on simplifying what you're juggling and just balancing those specific things, not taking on too much. And this card confirms that the situation will settle. I put the infinity symbol there because it's about cycles. It's about ups and downs and ups and downs. But that's the thing. It always comes down. If it goes up, it always comes down. And vice versa. We have the Three of Pentacles here. So I do think that many of you need to work with the people who you care about, who are close to you. Those are the bonds, those are the relationships that you need to be focusing on healing, because these people matter to you. This is a card about investment, about value, about mastering. You don't want to let go of these people. That's fine. They probably mean a lot to you. They could even be family. But you do need to be honest with them if you want to work with them and you want to have them in your life in the future. You need to be honest, okay? You need to be communicative. This card indicates success, but you need to put in the work in terms of you need to work on that relationship. All right, so let's move forward to some of our oracle cards. We have the King of Swords. So we had the Queen of Swords before, and now we have the King of Swords. So the Queen of Swords can be someone who's a little bit more perceptive. She can be someone who sits back and wants to hear everyone's argument before acting. But the King of Swords is like the final deliberator. He's the person who makes the decision. So I feel that many of you, yes, it was fine to sit back and gain perspective, but now it's time to make the decision, okay? And again, this is about clear and honest communication. This is about being objective, yes, but actually you need to action something. You need to do something now. You can't just sit back and listen. And you are very capable of making this decision. You would not be the King of Swords if you weren't able to make that decision. And the next card we have is the Three of Pentacles again. Again, this card can mean loyalty as well. So I feel that you do need to work on some close connections. You have the potential of succeeding here. That's where the victory lies. But the main issue is that you're not being honest on how that relationship is affecting you. And think of this as a pyramid too. If one of those corners is weak, that's no longer a pyramid. It collapses. So you do need to work on strengthening those bonds with one another if you do want success in these relationships. We have the Princess of Summer, which is the Page of Cups, I believe. So an apology may be what some of you need to be fishing for or offering. I feel that this was some sort of ego issue. I wouldn't be surprised if that comes up later. I'm feeling a lot of fire, so it could have been a matter of egos. But I see an apology here, a peace offering, a little bit of sort of a quick moment of a peace offering, and then getting back into that playful spirit again, because the deer is like a spirit of happiness and joy and childlike banter and just having fun, like without any serious repercussions. But I do see that somebody needs to offer a peace offering. Oh, ego. Oh my gosh, ego. So this is the number 15, which is usually the devil card in traditional tarot. This is coming up as the cat. Now, I'm going to read this intuitively. If you look at this cat, she looks, well, first of all, she's tied up. She's tied up around all these precious belongings. But there's part of her body language that indicates that she wants to be there. And there's that look in her eye that kind of tells you, like, she's begging you to untie her and let her free. So I feel that many of you are stuck in a very tricky situation. You're torn between what you want to do and what you think you should do. And honestly, it comes down to ego. The fact that this card came out tells me that it is a matter of egos. I feel that you need to sort of put your pride away and go back to your core values. And something that you guys do value are close connections, people who feel like family, who you've taken time to get to know. And Spirit has been trying to remind you again, you're not stuck, you're not bound, you're not tied, you're not tethered. You always have choice, okay? You always have choice. That's all I'm going to say for that card. We have the Ace of Summer, which is the Ace of Cups. Gosh, I love this card. I'm just trying to get a closer look at it. These decks are new as well, Pile 1. Look at that beautiful dove. Again, I'm seeing peace. I'm seeing an offering of peace, an offering of unconditional love. acceptance, growth, something stable, something revitalized, rejuvenated. Pile 1, I'm feeling that an apology is on the cards. I don't know if that's you apologizing or if that's the person that you're in conflict with, but an apology is on the cards. There's too much love here to not offer resolution. We have a woman holding a coin. Again, I'm seeing something about finances here, pile 1. I think you should be stubborn about money right now. You should be careful. Look at how she's holding that coin. Don't be too flashy about it. You're going to be okay, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like you guys are going to get through it, but now's not the time to make any frivolous decisions in terms of finances. Don't do any extravagant purchases. By all means, don't buy this outfit. Just really focus on saving for now. And also knowing your value with that card. Blossoming abundance. So this is another 3 card. This is fertility. This is growth. This is abundance. This is prosperity. This is nurturing. This is care. This is emotional abundance, as well as inspiring physical growth. So I do feel that you're about to move into some very abundant times. I think that for many of you, you are going to have to make sacrifices in terms of lifestyle or some of the things that you used to do, mostly so that you can continue to move into this position of abundance. But Spirit is trying to tell you that you have some beautiful, beautiful, almost cornucopia situation waiting for you in the future. And I do feel that that's because you are going to be careful with your finances. You're going to be okay, pile 1. Okay, so we have 25, deceit. All right, so what's going on here, Spirit? Betrayal as well. I'm feeling betrayal. Some of you guys felt very betrayed, like somebody had really lied to you and you didn't take that well. And now you don't know how to look at that person the same. It's changed the way you view them. It's caused you to want to isolate from them. You're seeing this person in a different light now, and you're really struggling with it. Well, Spirit, what are they meant to do? Why did you want to show them that card? The garden and the gate, but this came out reversed. Okay, so the main reason Spirit wanted to remind you about the deceit is because this beautiful card, the garden and the gate, is all about knowledge and understanding. The idea is that this girl walks up to this gate and she has to make the choice as to whether she opens that gate and goes into this wonderful, mystical, magnificently prosperous, abundant garden that harbors secrets and knowledge of the universe that only the brave can possibly know. But again, it's her choice. She has to take that for herself. The garden and the gate card can be about a deeper understanding of yourself, a deeper knowledge of yourself. And I'm just mostly reading this intuitively as well. So I'm sure the book's meaning differs, but I feel that you guys have so much untapped potential. And if you see in this card, the gate is closed. You have so much to give, true, but unfortunately, now is the time to really just lock yourself in that gate, get to know your garden a little bit better, and really just let those that potential blossom for yourself within. Really take care. A lot of self-care is what I'm feeling. You have to give yourself the time and the space to just heal and remind yourself not only how strong and beautiful you are as a person, but also about what you have to offer and what you need and generally what you deserve as well. It's all about getting in touch with your values again and reminding yourself of the person you are. So it wasn't fair for these people or that person to deceive you and betray you and take advantage of you. And now you're in a time of healing. You do need to lock yourself in to this beautiful garden, into yourself, and just really, I feel that some of you have been doing this for a while, and I'm worried because Spirit and me as well are feeling this energy. I don't want you to isolate yourself, but you do need to pay more loving tenderness towards yourself. You need to really take time to get to know yourself again and to remind yourself how strong you are as an individual. You're very capable. And I feel that unfortunately you don't feel capable, you don't feel able, you feel little, you feel smaller than you usually do. And I'm sorry that you feel that way, because you have a lot of potential, is what this card is telling us. You have so much potential, and you have so much potential to give. But right now you just need to focus on yourself. You need to focus on gaining that self-awareness and that self-knowledge. And self-confidence is what I feel as well. So we have the third chakra, Archangel Chamuel, which is representative of the solar plexus chakra. I believe the mantra for this chakra is I will. So it's about willpower. It's about this drive, this passion in our bellies that pushes us to succeed. And that's something that I think that many of you have been lacking, and it stems from confidence, you guys, again. So Spirit is asking you to really reconnect with that chakra, and gain that self-confidence again, that ability to understand what you are capable of and what you're able of doing. We have appreciation. And if you look at this card, she's by herself. So I interpret this as self-appreciation. Again, it's a beautiful woman who's in a garden. Self-appreciation is what I'm feeling. Really just take time to understand yourself better and understand your strengths, and be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. We have rest and rejuvenation. So again, don't isolate yourself, but this period of isolation or separation can be used to reconnect and to strengthen your foundations. If you look at the way the color's moving through this individual, I feel that it's literally spirit whispering around them. Okay, so you do need to reconnect with your spirit guides on a more intimate level. Good time to watch this video. But I do feel that for many of you, you need to reconnect with your spirit guides very personally. And then moving forward, we have just breathe. Again, I'm feeling like meditation. You need to reconnect with your spirit guides, because in turn, look at this, you're reconnecting with your higher self. And there's beautiful moons and stars in this. So some of you have very empathetic personalities where unfortunately you take on too much. It's time to take on your own energy again, the energy of your higher self, and to just really get in touch with that spiritual side of yourself. Because there are things coming through. There's going to be a lot of downloads. It's going to be exhausting. You're going to need this time to yourself. Crown chakra is reversed. You guys have turned off the gateway. So the crown chakra sits above your head as if it were a crown. And when it is activated, a lot of people say that they touch their hair a lot, or they may scratch their scalp, or they fidget with their hair. For me personally, I stroke my temples, and I have to undo my bun because it's too tight. It can be a lot when one specific chakra is activated, but this chakra needs to be activated for you guys. There are messages you're ignoring, and they have to do with your well-being and your emotions. You deserve to receive these, and you deserve to know that you have choices and that you're not stuck. Win or lose. So again, some of you you're limiting your decisions here. It's not a win or lose situation. You have choices. You need to listen to spirit. Rest and consider is reverse. You're not seeing this as an opportunity to do good for yourself. You're seeing it as defeat. You're seeing it as isolation, as something negative, and it's not actually. It's a chance to reconnect and recover. Spread your wings is also reversed. So some of you aren't seeing the freedom that you're being given right now. You're not understanding that you have choice. Again, this is a 2 card. Is it? Yes. So you have choices, okay? You have choices. And this is a beautiful, almost ethereal card. So some of you really just need to connect with your spirit guides. This is a good first step, but it's this very intimate connection, and they want you to channel them specifically. They want you to activate your crown chakra and to download that information coming to you. Third eye chakra is also reversed. I'm going to go through these because we've got a couple here. We also have the solar plexus chakra reverse. Now the solar plexus is that will card. It can also represent the chariot card. It's about knowing your inner strength, knowing your capabilities, and knowing what you can physically do, like its potential, its drive, its passion. Your third eye chakra is a very intimately feminine sort of chakra. In some ways, it's not in the middle of your forehead, it's actually in between your brows and just above the bridge of your nose. And this card can be about awakening and knowledge and intuition again. So not necessarily messages through your crown, but it can represent a knowing, an intuition. You don't quite see as you do with your 3D eyes, but you can almost become aware of things through a knowing, a deeper knowing. So some of you really turned off your intuition and you're not understanding how capable and full of potential you are. We have move here in the upright position. So again, choice, direction, decisions, change, challenges being overcome. I'm feeling an activation of your heart here, a renewed positive charge almost. So this is positive, but again, it comes after you reconnect with spirit, after you allow that positive energy in again. And that's something that you guys are struggling with, is positivity. So please know that you are beings that deserve love. We have confidence. Confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo. This is about accepting the shadow aspects of your ego as well. So Leo is a card that can indicate ego, it can indicate power. Not a card, sorry. What am I trying to say? A sign. It can represent courage, strength, but the shadow aspects are compassion. And it's a fiery card, but it has a softer nature as well. It's a nurturing card. It's a card that understands patience, that understands that the loudest voice in the room isn't always the most successful voice in the room. Sometimes you need to be softer, you need to be more patient, and you need to be more nurturing and understanding, compassionate. The other card I have for you is expect powerful change. This is a new moon eclipse. We're actually, as I'm filming this, just coming out of a new moon as well. So I feel that this is a period of transformation for you if you choose to accept it, okay? You do need to reconnect and open up that intuition and really understand your potential again. I feel that for some of you, your solar plexus chakra needs to be blocked for a reason, because you need to redefine your purpose and your strength. You need to reconnect with that side of yourself, but your intuition and your crown chakra needs to be activated. You have to be able to receive that information. Communication is key. Look at the duality here. This is the new moon in Gemini, but one person's looking away and the other person's looking forward confidently. You need to be assertive and communicative with these people who are taking advantage of you and who are making you feel less than. You are worthy and you deserve to be heard. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. Aquarius people often come across as being strange and obscure and a little weird or off the cuff sometimes. They're also an air sign, so they can be very straightforward with their communication. They can have very sort of shocking bits of information, but they're unapologetically them. And that is something that you need to start to do for yourself as well. You need to embrace yourself and let yourself be known to the world. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Now is the time, now more than ever. Sagittarius is a very spontaneous energy. It's an energy about adventure, about travel, about just doing what they want to do because they can. So this is the energy that Spirit is trying to push you into, okay? This is a playful energy. This is a fiery energy that it doesn't need to hurt anybody else. You can just do this for yourself. It comes back to that card I pulled out earlier about adventure. Being spontaneous, doing the things that you've wanted to do for so long but put off. Time to really understand yourself better and to get in touch with that beautiful side of yourself. So pile 1, this is all I'm seeing for you. I hope you took notes. Please feel free to rewind it and take notes again, because I can't even summarize. We went through so many cards, and I hope that resonated for you. If it did, please let me know below. I'm always curious, and feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, or follow me on Instagram. My link will be in the description below. Thank you, pile 1. Bye. If you watch my other channeled messages video, you would know that in the past I've channeled messages first person. In this instance, I'm not going to do that because, one, I feel like I want to remain humble and objective. I want to be able to ask questions. I don't want to overstep, and I really want to take time to understand the message that Spirit is wanting to convey. So if we're going to be getting messages from your spirit guides, I don't want to assume that I am them and that I know everything. I want to be able to ask questions where I need to as well. So we'll get into this. I'm going to still be me, and we're going to connect hopefully with some really helpful messages for you guys. All right, let me just take a deep breath. I feel breathless all of a sudden. Holy heck. Whew. All right, so first off the cuff, Destiny cards. We have fulfillment. Wow. You guys have something big coming. You have something really big coming. You're manifesting something. Emotional happiness in general. Something that you've been waiting for. Something that's going to help you to appreciate the smaller, simpler things in life as well. Like fun is one of the most powerful cards in this Destiny cards deck, I think, because it's just 3 letters, but it can make you smile. Also, ignore the noises in the background. That's my washing machine for the 3rd time trying to wash this single load of clothing. So yes, I find that this is one of the most powerful cards because it's just 3 letters, but every time it comes out, I can't help but smile. It's just, it changes my mood instantly. And I feel a little bit exhausted for some reason. Like I feel a little bit like a lot of time and energy has been put into something. Like, I know I just did pile 1's reading, but this is coming very... I feel like I need to have a little bit of fun. So maybe that's where you guys are at right now as well. We have freedom here. Freedom of choice, freedom of opportunity, freedom of attitude. Interesting, Spirit. Surrender. Surrender pain. Surrender burden. Surrender what is not yours to carry. Prudence. Some of you are holding back. Others of you have just been sacrificing a lot in order to achieve and receive this fulfillment. I'm seeing the 4 of Pentacles as well, which I think was in your deck, but I feel that you guys know there's something you've been investing in for a little while. Acceptance is here as well. So Spirit, we'll get into the Prudence card, but there's more messages to that, I feel. There's a split. Some of you guys are not paying enough attention to what you need to be reserving, if that makes sense, whereas others of you have been a bit too reserved, been a bit too careful, a little bit too held back. And we have acceptance here, acceptance of your situation, acceptance of things you cannot control, and acceptance of who you are as a person as well. All right, we'll see how far we get because I might need to move. I will. I'll move this back a bit so we can fit all your cards in. We're going to have a lot of cards in this reading. So the next set of cards we have is I Need More Balance, 2 of Pentacles, simplifying your routine, simplifying your schedule, simplifying your responsibilities, your daily tasks, and focusing on those things. Don't overcomplicate. I'm addicted to you. Some of you guys have been overindulging. Some of you guys feel yourself slipping, relapsing perhaps. Some of you guys have become obsessive over a specific relationship. There's a need to surrender this control, this obsession. That's easier said than done. We'll get through these cards, but that's just off the cuff. If I asked you to stay, would you leave? 4 of Cups. I'm feeling missed opportunities. I'm feeling stagnance, this feeling that you don't have choice when choice is in front of you. A feeling of between a rock and a hard place for some of you. A fear of asking someone a very important question as well. Some of you worry that you've missed out on something with someone in particular, very specifically. I'm a very jealous person. Some of you guys are seeing the grass is greener on the other side. Others of you are struggling with a jealous person in your life. You feel that you need to control something in your life because you yourself are being controlled. Spirit is trying to tell you to release and surrender these toxic, negative, lower vibrational energies. You need to recalibrate your energy. Some of you guys are hoarding and holding on to things that no longer serve you. That could be connections with people, but I'm seeing more than anything, it's behavior, it's routine, it's habits, it's material in some aspect. We'll continue though. We'll continue. We'll figure out more of that energy as we move on. I want to get you drunk. A lot of heavy devil energy in this group. I don't mean to scare you, pile 2, but I'm a Capricorn, so the devil is my card. But I feel that you guys are overindulging. You're slipping, and you're doing it knowingly. You know where you're slipping, but you're choosing to do it. Some of you guys have just a really toxic, it's an easy way out for you. You feel that you've been overburdened with responsibility, and this is an easy way out for you. We'll continue on though, pile 2. We'll continue on. There's a lot of messages to get through, and I don't want to dwell on this because I feel that there's going to be a shift. We have the Queen of Pentacles here. Spirit wants you to know that you are a nurturing and compassionate and grounded person. Many of you may be Capricorns or Taurians, or you may have Virgo even in your chart, but I feel that you have big hearts and that you have a sense of responsibility. You have a sense of importance to others around you, and you take that very seriously. And unfortunately, I feel that it may be taking a toll on you. I'm seeing the Queen with the focused up the top here reversed. So I feel that many of you have lost your focus. You've taken on a bit too much, and you're struggling to remember what truly matters. Remember, the Queen is someone who has very strong, very firm foundations, very strong values. She's someone who has worked hard. She's someone who has a lot to lose. Someone who is inspirational and very motivated by the material world. So we'll continue on, but I am a little bit worried, and we'll see what Spirit has to say as well. Overthinking, martyr, burdening, betrayal. Release your pain. No, see, some of you guys, this is self-inflicted, but others of you, you've just taken a lot of swords to the back recently. Again, I'm feeling like this burdening of responsibility. Some of you guys may be parents. You have people you're responsible for, and it's taking its toll on you, or you feel that the task you've been given is too much for you to bear. Unfortunately, what Spirit is saying is that you don't actually need to do all of this. You're giving yourself these 10 swords to bear. Spirit is right at off the cuff here, asking you to simplify, don't overcomplicate. You have the opportunity to bring balance into your life, and unfortunately some of you guys have just taken on too much too quickly. We have the 8 of Swords here as well, so some of you may be feeling very isolated, very much bound by your actions, in the sense that you've done this to yourself and you have to get yourself out of it now. But this card is reminding you that some of these issues are a perception, illusion. They're a quick, easy fix, in the sense that you do have every capability of getting out of this, okay? Pile 2, some of you just need to trust that Spirit has your back here. You're not cornered, you're not in any serious pain, and there is a way out of this. You may need to be patient with yourself while you figure this out, but there is a way out of this. I'm seeing Ace of Cups reversed here, which can indicate sterile or unrequited love. More than anything, there's something that needs to change here. There's not an even or a healthy flow of emotion here. Something is just being expelled without any chance to get it back. It's an empty cup. Some of you guys just really need to take care of yourself. I'm seeing that this needs to be flipped back onto you as a opportunity of self-love and self-care, as a way to refill your own cup. You need to take time for yourself, with yourself again. Yeah, we'll get into this, because this is also a card of potential, a potentially rejuvenated, fresh start in love and emotion. So we'll keep going, but what I feel is that your cup is empty right now. or you're wanting to give something you don't have as well. Like, I feel like you're standing there and in your mind your cup is full, but in actual fact it's empty. There's nothing there to give. We have the Queen of Swords. So this came out in the last reading too. But what I'm feeling for you guys is that this is all perceptive. Some of you guys have taken a back burner approach on a situation. You're choosing not to be outspoken. You're choosing not to take action. You're choosing to be observant, perceptive, and aware. You're choosing to hold back on making any serious decisions or choices. And that's my washing machine again. Apologies. It will stop beeping soon. There we go. So some of you guys, it could be because there is the potential for betrayal here. There's the potential that somebody has hurt you, that you're feeling betrayed, that you're feeling that there's the potential that somebody's lying to you as well. But more than anything, I think it comes out of a fear of acting. You're wanting to get a better perspective over this situation before you make a decision. Spirit is reminding you that by this card coming out, I think that is the right decision to make for the moment. You are in need of getting an objective opinion, a bird's eye view perspective of the situation. But again, I'm seeing that you're very much in your head so far, pile 2, sorry. You're in your head a lot. Oh, I thought this was a blank card, but actually it's the card that represents deceitful actions and false intentions. So there is a bit of fear around you. You don't want to make the wrong decision, and you're also afraid that someone isn't being fully honest with you. You're concerned about somebody else's intentions. Spirit is asking you to trust. Spirit is really asking you to surrender this outcome, surrender this decision. I don't think this is your decision to make, pile 2. I feel that you're carrying this as your burden, and it's not. We have 4 of Swords, slow. This is reverse though, Spirit. You're frustrated. You don't want to wait. There's a sense that you want a awakening almost. You want to... You feel stuck. You feel stagnant. You feel as though nothing's being done. Some of you feel that this other person is not taking any action, and it's very frustrating. Like, what are they doing? They could be doing this. They could be doing that. Do they even care? I feel a lot of frustration from you. I see this as overthinking again. Like, I think in your quiet moments you overthink about this, and you see that the inaction as like no progress is being made. All right, let's go forward. We'll get some clarity from Spirit. Okay, so moving on. We have our tarot cards. We have the 8 of Wands reversed. Spirit's reminding you that now is not the time to make hasty decisions. Now is not the time to react out of anger, and now is not the time to rush into things. Spirit's reminding you that only fools rush in, and you're not a fool, and this decision deserves careful planning, patience, and trust. You do need to surrender this. You're trying to rush something, pile 2, and Spirit's asking you to slow down. This isn't yet ready to ground itself. This situation must get further clarity first, and there's a level of acceptance here that needs to be taken on board as well. For some of you, you are yet to accept actions. I think this is a matter of ego as well. There's a bit of pain here for some of you. There's some level of acceptance and surrendering and trust. So we'll move forward. We'll figure out what the other cards are saying as well. We have the 2 of Wands. Okay, so I'm seeing this as a bit of a stalker card, as a bit of a watcher card. If this concerns another person, I'm seeing you guys like on their social media, wondering what's going on. Spirit is wanting to remind you that there are productive things that you can do with your time right now, rather than getting too obsessive. Because I feel that pile 2, you may have the tendency to become obsessive over things, and that is a toxic energy that is not going to serve you. You can instead be in plan mode, okay? But look at this person. They're by themselves planning with the globe in their hands. You do have a choice to make, and unfortunately this choice does not involve action with this card. I'm not seeing action at all. I'm seeing a little bit of frustration, and I'm feeling a little bit of exhaustion, but this is the moment to plan things, not to act on things, and not to become obsessive as well. This is also a very creative card. Spirit is asking you to get more creative within yourself. What does that mean, Spirit? What are you trying to say? Pile 2, you need to refresh your thinking. You're not stagnant, and you shouldn't be letting yourself feel as though it's a black and white situation, because unfortunately it is not, and there is more clarity to come before you can move forward or make a decision. This pile 2, I'm so sorry, but the Wheel of Fortune tells me that this situation is completely out of your hands. It is reliant upon divine timing, and you are going to have a positive turn of events soon. Divine timing, the Wheel of Fortune upright, indicates to me that it's like a good situation to be in, but more than anything, that's what you need to surrender. You need to surrender the timing on this, because you're not in control, pile 2. You're not in control at all. This is Spirit's decision, this is Spirit's choice, and there's a reason why you're feeling so exhausted, is because you weren't ever meant to control this. It's too much for one person to handle, and there's a lot going on behind the scenes that you simply cannot be responsible for. We have the Chariot reversed, so you're feeling very stuck. Spirit wants you to know that they don't mean to disempower you. They don't mean to take away your independence or your free will. It's not a matter of belittling you. It's a matter of assisting you to get what you want without burning you out. So this wasn't your decision to make. The Chariot is reversed because you aren't supposed to carry this load. This is a divine situation, and you're being guided to surrender. You have to trust that this is the right decision for you and for this situation. The Page of Swords reversed tells me that there is a bit of spying going on. I feel that there could have been miscommunication in the past with someone in your life, and you feel that you've ended things on bad terms. More than anything, it feels really just like unresolved, like something that was quickly sort of said really hastily, and then there's a fear that that will happen again, which is why Spirit is urging you not to rush into this, not to rush communication either, and to try to let go of that responsibility, okay? I feel that when the timing is right, some of you can expect an apology, but mostly right now, if you're not in communication with someone, and that's why you've come here, there's a reason why now's not the time to communicate with them. And know that this person does worry about you, they think about you, and they wonder what you're doing from afar. They may also spy on you, on social media, I mean, but, and I don't want to freak you out, but now's not the time to communicate with them. The communication will not be effective. It will be very childish and brash and just rude. I'm feeling just rude as well. Okay, and the last card we have here is the Sun card. So Spirit is trying to remind you that they want you to be happy. They want you to feel carefree. They want you to feel at peace. They want you to feel that you can trust them to bring this radiating happiness to you. They want you to feel blissful again. They want you to feel carefree like this child on this horse. And unfortunately, you've overburdened yourself, which is why Spirit's asking you to surrender, so that you can focus on the simpler things. You can bring fun back into your life so that you can have this sense of fulfillment again. That's all you need to focus on, pile 2, is your own happiness, okay? Everything else is for Spirit to do for you, because you've been carrying this for too long, I feel. You've really been carrying this for very, very long. Alright, so we'll go into the next pile of tarot cards. We have the Wheel of Fortune again. Another reminder that this is divine timing, pile 2. You cannot control the outcome. You can't control the situation. You've got to go with the flow of the journey. And the only thing you can control is your own happiness, alright? Even that feels difficult sometimes, but that's what you should be focusing on, is your own happiness, really simplifying and focusing on having fun from day to day. You have to accept that this is out of your hands now. We'll move forward. I feel there's more to this, but I think we're going to get some more answers as we move along. We have the Ace of Wands, a fresh start. I also see this as a new start, like perhaps in the past there was a false start, and this is the chance to rekindle. It's the chance to repurpose and reignite. I also feel that this is like a new passion, something to really stick a new, a bit of fire in your life, pile 2. Now, I don't want this to scare you. I feel that some of you are like, oh, really? I don't really want that, though. this isn't supposed to overwhelm you. The Ace of Wands is an opportunity if you wish to take it. It's a simple, fresh start. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. It doesn't need to be overburdened with responsibilities. It doesn't need to be a huge ass flame, excuse me. But it does offer you a fresh start. And I see that coming for you. If not, it should be here by the time you're seeing this video. It's a new passion. It's something that will help you feel rebirthed, rejuvenated, and a little bit refreshed with a new sense of purpose. It could be something creative, but you're going to be passionate about it. It's going to be something to keep your mind off some of these heavier, obsessive thoughts that you have. We have Justice here, which is also 8, and I see that as strength. So this lady wielding this sword, when I read it from the book, I was confused because in traditional tarot, 8 is usually strength. And in the book it says that this woman harbors a lot of strength to wield this double-edged sword, and it's highlighting the fact that any situation can go either way. And while she holds this sword, she maintains perfect balance as well. So this person is someone who is fixated on justice and sticking to the truth and ensuring that everything has balance. So I feel that Spirit is urging you to stay positive and know that justice will be served, balance will be restored, and to remember that you are strong and capable to do what you need to do. Now, I don't want you to feel that you need to wield this sword, okay? I'm not holding this card up for you to see yourself in this woman. I'm just trying to remind you that Spirit's got your back with this, okay? And that you are strong enough to get through this if you're feeling overwhelmed. Because I still feel exhausted, you guys. My energy feels zapped, and I feel like it's mental. My mind is sore. Which is a weird thing to say out loud, but it is. My head hurts. And I feel that some of you guys have been overthinking this situation for quite some time, wondering, what the hell am I meant to do? And the truth is, you're not meant to do anything. It's out of your hands now. Let Spirit bring you justice. We also have the Hanged Man reversed. So some of you guys struggle with letting go. Some of you guys don't know how to surrender. Some of you need to be in control because it gives you a feeling of safety, and like you like to be able to control things because you need to know what's happening in your life. And see, that's fair. There's already a lot of uncertainty in the world, but unfortunately it's creating a stuck perspective on the situation as well. Spirit is trying to release you and to give you a new perspective over your life and over your situation. Not necessarily of this person, but you are currently seeing yourself in a way that isn't serving you, and you need to let go because there's a lot more positivity that you can be bringing into your situation. I feel that many of you have been stuck to this pessimistic opinion of this situation, and Spirit's trying to tell you that, well, actually, there is a good and a bad side in everything, and it's time to appreciate the positivity. They're trying to give you the sun moment, but you're being stuck and a little bit stubborn. Pile 2. 8 of Cups. So some of you have walked away from something that, no, that's what you need to do. Sorry. So Spirit's like, no. These people are stubborn. They haven't walked away. They need to. You need to understand that it's healthy, it's natural, and you're being guided to not give up, but to take a break, to walk away from things that no longer serve you. And it's not to say that you're ending them. Those cups will still be there. It's just healthy for you right now to reserve your energy and to go elsewhere and to take a bit of a break. And I'm being reminded of the traditional tarot where we're looking at the moon, looking down at the person walking away as well. And I feel that you are being guided into this. You're not going to be alone. You're not going to be walking away into nothing. You're just going to be stepping away from a situation that is a little bit unhealthy for you. And it's time to focus on simpler things. You're not responsible for those 8 cups anymore, is what Spirit is trying to say. All they want you to focus on is finding those 2 cups and refilling your Ace of Cups. But I don't want to confuse you, so we'll continue on and we'll get a bit of clarity on those feelings later as we go. So we have the King of Swords here. So we did have the Queen of Swords before and the Page of Swords. Spirit wants you to know that You have more power in this situation than you think. The King of Swords is someone who is very much in control of the outcome. And I think you like that. But the thing is, if you act and if you take control of this situation, and if you choose to decide on an outcome, you're limiting the potential that it has, because this situation is bigger than what you've seen. So you can, in your heart and in your head, say that it's over, or you can, in your heart and in your head, try to force this person to apologize or to act in a way that you see is going to serve justice. But it's not going to give you the best possible outcome. The best possible outcome is for you to surrender the situation, to not assume responsibility, and to not take control. As the King of Swords, you can choose instead to remain a strategic player on the board and to reserve any action. So I feel that this King of Swords is not meant to be hasty. He's not meant to react, especially out of emotion. This is not a time to go to war. This is a time to be strategic, and Spirit is trying to ask you to really think before you act. And not to the point where you're overburdening your thoughts like you were down here, but just don't make any hasty decisions. Remember, only fools rush in. So we'll move on to some of your oracle cards now. So pile 2, the first card is from the Moonology deck. We have Meditate and Contemplate, New Moon in Pisces. This is a card about duality. It could be a card about decision, but it's definitely not an action card. You need to meditate. There's more to the situation that you need to understand, and I feel that Spirit is wanting to give you some clarity. So this video for you, pile 2, is asking you to really reconnect with your individual spirit guides. Remember, this is only a general reading. There is some very specific key information that your spirit guides are wanting to show you before you make any hasty decisions. So you should be taking this advice, and you should meditate in order to get more information. Pisces people are generally speaking deemed as being highly intuitive as well. So it's all about more knowledge in terms of the unknown, opening your third eye, and just getting a bit more information before you act as well, an understanding of the situation. Have faith in your dreams, the waxing crescent moon. I'm seeing purples here. I'm seeing peace. I'm seeing placidness. Like, I'm not seeing aggression or action. I feel that a lot of you need to just chill out. And I'm sorry, that's so easily said than done, but this isn't a time to act. This is a time to promote peace. Some of you guys just need to, you really do need to reconnect and meditate. It's not a time to give up. I just want to say that. And don't give up. This is not about giving up. This is about having faith and, again, trusting that Spirit has your back here. By releasing this burden of the outcome and timing and action and choice and decisions, you'll have so much time to just focus on your positive nature and maintaining that faith that Spirit has your back here. You're not being abandoned. In fact, you're being well looked after. Spirit wants to take this from your back. Confidence is key to your success. You have to have confidence in your choice, okay? So when you choose to surrender this decision, when you choose to release the outcome onto Spirit, you have to have confidence in your decision. You have to be confident that you're going to succeed and that divine timing is at play here. You can't do it half-heartedly, and you can't go back on that choice. I'm someone who's really struggled to surrender when I first chose to, and I remember feeling frustrated and fiery and angry and generally very anxious because I love to be in control. I love to plan. I'm very practical minded. I'm a Capricorn, so it freaked me out. But you have to have confidence in your decision, and you have to have confidence that you will succeed. It's just that the outcome is out of your hands in terms of timing specifically. We also have the new moon eclipse. Expect powerful change. So something is coming. Listen, this also reminds me of the High Priestess card, of things being in the background, secret knowledge, secret wisdom. Like, things are happening without your knowledge. So it's impossible for you to try to control this because it's way bigger than you. It's way bigger than 1, 2, 3 people. There's a lot of synchronicities, and that's why you need to release your side It's going to be powerful and it's going to be big, but it's not your responsibility. We also have communication as a key, and this is again a card about duality. This card came out for pile 1 too, but for you, pile 2, what I'm seeing is that this is again about thinking before you act, okay? What is communication versus what is effective communication? Why exhaust yourself by arguing a point that is moot? Like, really just consider the most effective strategy. I'm seeing the King of Swords again. I'm feeling this need to just take back and not overthink the negative aspects, but just trust. And when the time for communication is here, you just need to be really effective in the way that you deliver your message, and that will come with a bit more time and patience and getting into this peaceful energy of faith and hope and peace. Show the world the real you. So maybe that's why you were challenged, pile 2. I feel that you have very strong sense of self in many ways, but just don't confuse that. You should never confuse your ego with your values, and I'm sorry if that's triggering, but if what you are doing is hurting others, then it may not be the right thing to do. What I'm feeling here is that you really need to get in touch with yourself again and understand who you are as a person and what you bring into your life and why, and just understanding the situation better and why it triggered you, or why you felt frustrated, or why even at this moment you feel exhausted. Maybe something I'm saying is triggering you. Why? You have to get more in touch with the real you, because I think that you weren't being authentic with the person you were showing, and you were accusing other people of being unauthentic and deceitful. But in actual fact, I think you all too were wearing masks here. So I think it's time to get in touch with the real you again. We have the Four of Winter, Koala. This is the Four of Swords. It's about slowing down again. It's about lying on actions. It's not about actions at all. And in fact, it's not even about overthinking. It's just about taking time out. It can be about resting, rejuvenating, recovering. Remember that slow progress is still progress, okay? And sometimes the best thing we can do is just focus on healing before we do anything. We have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm seeing this as 2 messages. Remember, this came up before as well. 2 messages. One hand, some of you guys are holding on to traits of yourself that no longer serve you. Things that are a little bit toxic, that are a little bit, I do feel like a toxic energy around you, but on the other side, it's not about being toxic, it's about knowing when to let go. It's about knowing when something no longer serves you. And I feel that that's what we need to do here. It's unburdening. It's this time to just really reevaluate everything, and simplifying your situation as well. Prince of Spring. This is our Knight of Wands. Wow, what a beautiful card. I never really looked at it. Interesting. I'm feeling passion. I'm feeling a little bit of frustration, but I'm feeling a journey more than anything. So you guys, this is going to be a long process. Spirit is asking you to not burn out, okay? All you need to focus on is yourself right now. And the best way that you can do that is to do that without holding too high of expectations on yourself, because this is a fiery card. And this dolphin in particular, okay, imagine them having to swim from Antarctica all the way up to the Arctic Circle. It's a long journey, okay? So we can't be too hasty, and we can't expect to get there as soon as possible. Spirit's asking you to have patience. This is going to take some time, and you may be passionate about this at the moment, but you have a high probability of burning out unless you're careful, okay? So be patient with yourself. All right, we'll move on because there's more to get through. Ace of Autumn. There's a new start here that can offer a lot of growth and potential, but it's about being able to accept that new start. Now, this is the Ace of Pentacles. It's also a cat. It could be the opportunity to be a little bit more selfish, I'm feeling. It's a new start in something you weren't expecting, which is why you need to get out of that negative mindset of the hanged man. You need to get a fresh perspective, a fresh outlook, because when this opportunity comes, there's a chance that you may miss it if you're not in the right frame of mind. You need to be in a more positive frame of mind. You need to have a different kind of understanding and appreciation for the word selfish, okay? There's a way that you can be selfish without hurting others. And I feel that some of you may miss this opportunity if you're not in a positive frame of mind and not open to accept change. We have the 9 of Wands. Again, it's like that fight or flight mode. I'm feeling anxiety, burdens, but also perseverance. You are strong people, pile 2. And it's time to really just embrace that freedom that you're being called to have. This gazelle has no wands on their back. They've resigned the situation. And you need to be able to step out of that feeling of it's now or never, because actually you have a lot of time on your hands, and you need to be patient with yourself. You need to surrender this. You're strong people is what I'm feeling, and unfortunately your energy's been put into some of the wrong areas, but you have a lot of perseverance. You're very strong people, pile 2. We have daughter romance. Some of you, this is a matter concerning love, concerning romance. You feel that you've been locked off or caged off, or that you haven't had the easiest road to success in the love department. Some of you are wanting a fresh start, and I did see that coming. I think we got the Ace of Wands here. We got the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. We even got the Ace of Cups reversed. Remember, you can't give something that you don't have. So Spirit right now is trying to remind you that the best thing you can do is focus on yourself. There's a reason why this cage is locked for now. It's not because it always will be. It's just that right now is not the best time. You will be shown a new daughter romance, but you need to be patient within yourself and to surrender that situation to Spirit, because right now, I mean, even just getting through these cards, you guys, I feel like my head is about to explode. You have a lot to think about, and I think you need to just focus on surrendering some of those expectations and obligations as well. We also have storm warning. Okay, so some of you, and this could be why the 4 of Pentacles came up as well, some of you have to be careful. So there is the potential for something to change quite suddenly and drastically soon. Not in a terrifying way, but in enough. And yes, okay, thank you, Spirit. Spirit is saying that if you do not choose to actively get yourself out of this negative state of mind, and you don't choose to, if you choose to dwell in pessimism, Spirit's going to force it upon you to be more positive. Spirit is going to cull out everything that is keeping you bound in this situation of negative, stubborn thinking. I feel pile 2. Spirit is saying you guys are very stubborn, and that when you get stuck in something, you really get stuck in something. So this storm may be coming. It might not be drastic for many of you. It could be simple, but it's going to initiate change, almost like a tower moment. It's meant to freshen things up and to get rid of things that no longer serve you. Some of you are very stubborn, and Spirit needs to cull these negative things, these negative thinking, this pessimism from your life. So that's your warning. That's your warning that it's coming, okay, pile 2? We also have a woman holding a heart, and look how she's holding it. I'm seeing mirrors with that 44, like reflection. She's holding it on display, but she's also sort of holding it out of reach. Like it's here, but it's not here. So I feel that you need to be looking at yourself. That's why I'm seeing reflection. You need to be looking at yourself, okay? Now is not the time to put your heart on display. I feel that some of you may have the tendency to be either codependent or bitter or resentful, and Spirit doesn't want you to be like that. Spirit wants you to be positive and to have a fresh and healthy chance at love. And in order to do that, you need to start learning what you deserve, where your expectations lie. Are they unreasonable? What do you need? Who are you as a person, and why do you have, what do you have to give? Because I think that you guys don't give yourself enough credit. I feel that you carry a lot, and I think you have a lot to offer someone, but you don't even know that within yourself yet. You have a lot of potential here, and love is in the cards for you. Like, we have a lot of cards indicating romance and love. Excuse me while I wipe my nose. But for whatever reason, now is just not the time. You need to trust in timing. We have the Angel of Balance here. So Spirit is wanting to offer you balance in this moment, but I feel that you need to surrender to this Angel of Balance. You need to allow them to take over control and responsibility. It's up to you to just simplify your routine, simplify your life and your responsibilities and the things that you carry, because, again, some of these things don't serve you anymore. Focusing on the simpler things, and the simplest thing you can focus on is fun. Honestly, fun, because you have fulfillment in the cards, but you need to just bring this happiness, this joy, this beautiful sun optimism energy back into your life. You also have the World. This is a beautiful card of the World, and I actually see it as getting a fresh perspective, getting an objective perspective. If you look at this person standing at the end of this wharf, they're appreciating the light aspects of the world as well as the shadow aspects, the duality here, the understanding that everything is bigger than this person. The world is bigger than this person. It has so much to offer. It's so close yet so far. The situation is out of this person's hands, and it is for you too. There's a sense of humility in that, it's quite liberating. Again, freedom. It's quite liberating to understand that you don't need to carry the world on your shoulders. All Spirit's asking you to do is focus on yourself and focus on your fun, those quieter, simpler, happier moments, that positive attitude that you can hold. You're a very strong individual, pile number 2. Detach, which is an 11 card. You're putting too much into this. Too much. And again, I'm seeing a dove. There is an opportunity for peace. There is an opportunity for an apology. But for the moment, you do need to remove yourself from the situation. It's not your responsibility to heal anybody else. You need to release. You really need to release. And this can be terrifying. This gives me Scorpio vibes or Neptune, Pluto kind of vibes, like where it's terrifying, but it's liberating. There's a sense of excitement in that fear. You know, like the adrenaline kicks in, and already I'm feeling lighter. It's time to release, pile 2. We have listen, 2 again, and look at this lady's ears. They're like echoing. Her eyes are so striking too. I'm going to bring it closer for you. So pile 2, now is the time to really just dial it back. Okay, you've got a couple of 2s here. You've got a couple of numbers that double down to 2 as well. It's time to just listen, to focus, to heal, to recalibrate, to simplify, and to not assume over copious amounts of responsibility, okay? Spirit is wanting to unburden you and release you. I also have the 2 of Cups here coming together. So this is the goal. This card came out at the end because Spirit wants to remind you that this is the goal. Union, coming together, peace, love, and acceptance. But now the best thing you can do is to focus on yourself, okay? Focus on maintaining a positive attitude and a positive outlook. Dedicated effort. Look at this. The 8 of coins, the 8 of earth. It's about accepting the ups and downs that life gives. The 8 number is a number of infinity. And infinity, yes, you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. You're going to feel high, you're going to feel low. But know that it is a cycle of continuum. It doesn't end. And you will always come back up. You need to persevere on and accept that this is out of your hands and focus simply on your own effort, your own positivity, your own happiness, and the simple matter of having fun. And the last card, you need to reconnect with Spirit. Seek. And this card is reminding me of being outdoors in nature, barefoot, hands on the earth, feet on the earth, and just absorbing the earth's natural energy. If you are still in a position of being outdoors, please do. Spirit wants to connect with you. And again, I'm seeing doves, you guys. Peace, love, acceptance, freedom. These doves are flying. Spirit has answers for you, and this was a good first step, pile 2, but you do need to reconnect directly. And Spirit is calling you to ground yourself, to really ground yourself. I'm feeling a lot of like earthy energy here. You do need to ground yourself. You're a lot freer. You're a lot more free than you see yourself as being. And once you surrender and liberate yourself, you're going to feel even more free and even more peaceful and more available to be happy as well. So pile 2, that's all I'm seeing for you. I hope you had messages in here that resonated for you. Pile 2, I wish you lots of love and lots of happiness. And if anything in here resonated, please comment down below. Don't hesitate to leave me a like. I have an Instagram account in the description as well, so you can follow me there. And pile 2, you are very strong people. I just want to conclude on that. You are incredibly strong. I mean, even just harboring this energy, your spirit guides are very impressed with you. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I wish you all the best. And please feel free to check out my other videos as well. Thank you, pile 2.